Hi!
This is Kaizoku Uncharted. We're a couple of siblings tell the vast sea of anime. If you think this is the crew for you, set sail with us each week. I'm Jakia.
Jenny.
And Justin. So,
all right. I'll say it. Oh. We're talking about one of the greatest from the One Piece crew.
Why did you hesitate like this?
Yeah.
I'm confused.
I thought you said he's the greatest.
You know what? You're right, Janae. We're talking about one of, the greatest.
You just said it again.
Well, because there's a lot of great characters. I love Chopper, and I don't care.
No, I'm just saying.
He's the greatest. Anyways, so we're talking about Chopper this week, and our off the course. Don't give me a hard time, all right?
I'm excited to talk about Chopper, honestly.
Really?
I am. Oh, are we starting? Right.
Yeah, we're already starting.
I really think the world government needs to stop playing and give this man a way bigger bounty.
100%.
I'm tired of this being the comedic relief.
100%. Save that comedic relief for Usopp.
Yes.
100%.
Now, my question, what bounty do you think he actually deserves, Chopper?
That's an excellent question, Janae.
Because I really think he should be... I know it's been a while since we've seen him. Well, honestly, it hasn't. He fought Queen. But before Queen, it has been a minute. But I will say, before the Queen fight, I think they should have gave Chopper around 300 at least.
I feel like
just because of Monster Point alone.
I feel like his bounty should at least be higher than that of Nami's.
How much is hers?
I'm pulling up right now because I don't have it memorized. What is true? Justin's the one that normally has
and
the
talking
list.
About it, I think Justin's right. I think Chopper already has Awakened, and if that's the case, it should be even higher. But I'm saying just before, I would say after Fishman, because he really wasn't there in Dressrosa. So I feel like after Fishman, they should have bumped him up just a little bit. I'm just saying, because what is he at now? 100. 100 berries?
I thought he was at 1,000.
Yeah.
He's at 1,000. Oh, wow.
Yeah, because currently Nami is 366 million. And Usopp is 500 million for some odd reason.
We know the reason. Do we agree with it? No, but we know the reason.
Look, like I said. And yes, Chopper is 1,000 berries.
And this is after Wano.
And
so he hanged with somebody, played. I'm not going to say, hey, he played with somebody that was part of Kaido's Big Three, and he's only at 1,000 berries.
I mean,
a few things here.
Hold on. I mean, I don't know. I feel like Chopper did a pretty good job in that fight with Queen. I think so. I feel like Queen was the main one who was playing around too much.
So,
I give credit where it's due.
Well,
he was.
I'm just saying, if Queen was as serious from the get go instead of playing around, I feel like Chopper would have used
hold him off.
He would have used his time more wisely before it turned into Baby Geezer. That's what I'm saying. I'm if Queen had was serious from the get go, I feel like we would have saw more.
Hold on, I'm giving credit where I was really proud of Chopper.
I'm looking at this one over here.
A lot of those useless people, he made sure a lot of them did not die. So that's what I mean when he was fine. If you want me to say he was hanging with, the only reason why I said played with is because we know Queen wasn't taking it seriously like that. Not trying to,
we're going to see his next. Well, so.
My question is, when Queen was going after Luffy, you think it was the same type of energy that he was at Chopper? That's all I'm saying. If so, then yes, Chopper was hanging with Queen. I just take Queen as a joke now, so I'm just I don't know if he's actually serious. Or
I don't
either.
I don't know. That's my thing. I don't know. It's because I don't know. That's how I feel.
I
still don't know how I feel about the Queen fight. No. In all honesty,
he did hang with Queen. You know why? Because we say that Brooke hanged with Big Mom, so I'll give that same regard to Chopper. Because he played.
Why are you looking at me?
She's looking at you. That's why. You're a Brooke stan as well.
I am. Are you not?
So she's looking at you.
Why can I not? I feel like I'm really talking at Kia right now.
Well, no, Justin's giving all the facial.
What I'm saying is because we all give Brooke this great flowers. These are his flowers. He hanged with Big Mom. But Chopper, he hanged with Queen and he did it longer. So that's what I'm saying. It's not fair for me to say that.
So hold on.
Chopper played
the only thing I have to say about that statement, and I also feel I feel in a way we're jumping, and you'll understand why I say jumping. But since we're at that point, let's also call a spade then. Kia, what is Brooke's bounty?
I mean, it's low.
Well,
it's in the 300s.
I mean, it's the same thing. It's okay. So, well, I'll do you one better. So Frankie is 394 million. I was just
start me at the lowest. So Chopper is at 1,000.
Okay, fine. I'll start you at the lowest then. So technically, it's Chopper. Then it's Brooke. No, Chopper's. Okay, so Chopper's 1,000. Nami, which is 366 million. Then it's Brooke, which is 383 million. And then Frankie, which is 394 million. Then Usopp, which is 500 million.
Okay.
And then we get into Robin, which is
right,
almost 900.
Where's Jinbei? What's his bounty?
You already know what his above.
He's in the billions, but I will go there. Just give me a second.
I just want to hear it.
It's 1.1 billion bounty.
So
you're just jealous.
I'm not.
You're worried about Sanji.
No, his is about to go up. I'm not worried about that. So the reason why I say all this is because of this.
But why don't he think Jinbei's is gonna go up? Why is it so? What's going on here?
Because this goes back to Justice's conversation before about about his theory with Brooke and Jim, since they're all past their prime. Can they go any further?
Whoa! I use those terms. I like the fact that we have older with younger.
If that's the case, then why is all these older people having higher? Like, why is their bounty still going up then? That doesn't make sense. Like Blackbeard and stuff. I'm confused.
Well, first of all, let's
actually
before we go on.
Not that old. I think he's probably in his late.
He just looks rough.
He just looks rough.
How old is he? Because if he's the same age as Frankie, then I really don't want to hear, or like Jinbei and them. Jinbei's
Frankie ain't no leader.
No, you're not moving the goalposts. We talking about age.
Give me a second.
Because you all brought it up. You saying that?
No, you made it sound like they was real old.
Give me a second.
That's what Kia making it seem like. Like that's what you're insisting.
Alright, when we were introduced to Teach, he was 38. And now after the time skip, it's been 2 years, and now he's 40.
He in his 40s.
Okay.
So I don't want to hear about that ageism.
He was 38.
Hold on. What's Frankie's age?
I have to get there. Jeez.
And what's this about ageism? See,
because you're making it seem like that's what Kia pretty much said. Like Brooke and Jinbei, since they're older, you said that you don't think they.
You guys.
Okay, so Frankie is now after the time skip. He is 36.
Wow.
Younger. Okay. So, first of all, this is a big.
You did say that before. That was a good point before.
I assure you.
Yes, it was.
Why would I go ahead and equate age as a part of the cap? That has nothing to do with the cap. I make it very clear. I know we love Jinbei. You know, helmsman Jinbei. We're all on board with this. I think at some point the miscommunication. And you can try to make it sound like I'm this huge Sanji stan if you guys want.
No,
the misunderstanding is this. Luffy is king.
Yes.
And he will have a right and a left. And no matter how much you, Janae, or how much you, Jakia, or how much the internet wants to try to replace Sanji with either Jinbei or Yamato or whoever, Sabo, whoever you want to put there, Sanji will be a part of the big three.
No, he won't. If Yamato joins, Sanji will be a cook.
Yeah, you know what? And
that's it.
And if Yamato joins, you know what Yamato
Let's
will be?
make that quite clear.
You know what Yamato
she will be right up there with the top three.
What would she be?
She will be in the top three.
No, she's nameless. So, first of all, there's no problem. No, exactly. There's no problem with him being a cook. Guess what? Everyone on this crew has a role, including Zoro the swordsman.
You're worried.
What does Yamato bring? I'm not worried. I'm not worried.
Listen, wait a minute. Go back to your point before. No, I'm not trying. My thing about Jim, from what I remember, I have to find the episode you said it, but it was a conversation you're having about power, about like how further, since One Piece is coming to an end. Right. You were talking about how much growth are we going to see from Brooke? How much growth are we going to see from Jinbei when we're at this point already?
I agree with that part.
That's what I mean, and so that's why I was like.
But that has nothing to do with their age. So and you're tying it back to like
Jinbei has already had a whole life before coming to the Straw Hats. Same thing with Brook. Like, he's already had his own crew and everything else. And that, so it's just like, from how you were saying it before, was like...
They can't go any further.
Well, no, it's not like they can go further, but it's just like, but how much is it going to be on the same scale as like Sanji or
So when you say, when that terminology is used, I want to correct, it has nothing to do with age.
I mean, I agree. I see it as more. I correlate it more to age because because of like the fruit that Brook has, he's had it for a long time. Jinbei, he is older.
That's it. I mean, I'll just let you continue because it.
That's what I'm saying. It seems for me, it correlates to age.
If anything about that, so you would think Brook would have the most potential.
No.
Well, no, because it's no. I'm just saying, like, from what you said, I correlated to age.
Okay, and that's what I was gonna say. Let's clarify that.
Fine, that's fine.
You can correlate it to age, but let's not put those words in my mouth. Or if I'm the one on trial, let me go ahead and say. And go ahead and further elaborate. So that's fine. You correlated with age. What I'm saying is, just like you said, and then at that point, you went one route, I went another. Yes, Jinbei has been a part of some pirates. Jinbei went ahead and had his own life. Jinbei was one of the warlords of the sea. And I'm not trying to say he's reached his max, but as soon as because he's lived his life, he is now willing to go ahead and serve under Monkey D. Luffy.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm not saying his aspirations or
accomplishments.
No.
But he's only been able to do that because of his age. He's in his like late 40s.
That's fine. I can care less about his age.
Okay. Well, all right. Well, I'm just saying, like, he's only able to do that because he's lived a long time.
I'm saying no, and I think the biggest problem is the age keeps coming up because in that same regard,
because you brought it up specifically for those two, so that's what I'm saying. Those two are the oldest ones.
But I also put Frankie and I put Robin there. I went ahead. I have a younger portion of the pirates, and then I have the veterans. I have people who have lived longer than them. But I mention those two because those two, at least at this time, are fighters. Those two are people we've seen throw down. Granted, this is before Robin finally throwing down and finally giving us what we wanted in Wano, which is bold to say because we got so less of Wano with other people that we wanted. Like right now in Egghead, this should be Frankie. If we were ever going to see growth, if we're going to go ahead and see an evolution, or if we're about to see another bounty jump, Frankie should now go ahead. It should almost be a sick game like how Zoro and Sanji and Jinbei, when they were all joking about the bounties, everybody should want to get in on it. We already see that. Because Chopper's like, what's mine now? What's mine? When Nabi and Usopp, that's why even though they can try to act like they're not a part of the Scare 3 or they're going to change, they still freak out when they see how big their bounty is because that's how much your head is worth. So they're freaking out. But Chopper at the end of the day, has this young man spirit. He wants his bounty to get bigger. He wants it to grow. In reference to the other ones, it's very simple. This should be Frankie going ahead and getting better because we're on Eggman. He should have some type of standout. He should also be able to get some of either Eggman's blueprints, some type of evolution. Maybe Emperor gets bigger. Whatever he calls the robot, I think is Giant Emperor. This should be a part of him. This should be part of his growth. When I say all of these things about what's next, can you literally tell me right now, and granted, I guess we don't really know all the arcs, I don't envision anywhere where we are about to go somewhere that we're going to see Jinbei.
I will say I'm mad about that because the arc that would have done it was when we visited Fishman the first time.
It should have been Fishman or a Whole Cake when we found out the story between him and Big Mom.
That's true. But I don't know unless we go back there for some reason.
And I don't see why we would. But that's what I'm saying.
I mean, we would go back. It does make sense as to why we would go back because we're
like at the end.
No, it would make sense if we go back. If we have to, I don't want to see us to go to 4. We have to go back, but it makes sense if we have to go like for Reverie, like how how whatchamacallit was interested in her.
You're meaning
in the princess.
I see what you're saying. The
like,
Celestial Dragon.
Right, the Celestial Dragons, how one of them was like, I want her, and the other one was like, no, but I'm like, no, something else is going to happen from here. So the fact that was brought up about someone trying to capture her and how quickly that was going to happen, but I can see that.
Would the log post even allow us to go back?
I don't know, but I'm just saying if you're talking about like what would be the other opportunity for us to go back to Fishman, it would be that. Or like wherever Vivi is, that would be another opportunity I'd like for us to go back.
Okay, so I at least see that optimism, but that's what I mean by they live their life. I don't want to make it sound like they're at a cap. I just don't see any potential arc in the future where we have that.
I mean, unless there's a war.
No, but that's what I'm saying. Even if there's a war, our bounty's increasing because of a war, and I don't think it is because when that happens, because with that logic, wouldn't everybody who participated in that war for Ace, wouldn't all their bounties just shot up then?
How do we know it didn't? Like, they didn't tell us. They mainly tell us about the Straw Hats at the end of the day.
That's fair. So I don't know.
But hold on, I want to go back to Chopper. This is Chopper.
Yeah, I was gonna say y'all don't want brought it here.
I didn't bring it here.
You kind of did.
Anyway,
no, I didn't.
All right, going back to Chopper, who's like, I think he's the greatest. He's great. But no, what was your question before?
Why do you think Chopper's the greatest? Like, is it his personality? What he brings to the team?
I mean, it's his personality. He's able to heal. He's the doctor.
Yes, I will say he's a great doctor.
He's a great doctor.
Who do you think is a better doctor, him or Law? I already have I think I know who's like the better out of these.
I feel like I'm not really sure how much medical practice or like experience. Hold on, stop it, Justin.
I'm looking away.
Why is he looking away? We're
having
having a conversation about Chopper.
Okay, all right. I'm just saying I've seen Chopper's growth and becoming a doctor from the beginning, from when we first had him. I feel like Law has things that makes him like his fruit makes him a better. Sure, yes. Like there's an opportunity, but I feel like.
What about the fact that he studied medicine? What about the fact that Don Flamingo put him through medical school because their whole purpose was to make him the medical doctor of the crew? Go on, continue though.
I think the fruit gives Law like the advantage.
I think
but Chopper still learned under a doctor. We're not gonna act like that.
Yeah, we're not gonna act like that because we also saw Chopper. Basically make his mentor worse, and that's why Doctor went ahead and kicked him.
Oh, that's true. He did that.
Yeah, what you mean? The original Doctor, Janae. Don't throw your hand at me.
Listen,
okay?
all I'm saying, I like Chopper I think he's
he a Chopper hater, man.
He is a Chopper
I just realized he a Chopper hater. I be hard on Chopper, but at least I give him his flowers.
You know what? Because at the end of the day, I feel like Dr. Reed is a better doctor than both of them.
Who?
The female doctor, the older lady. I feel like she's a better doctor than the both of them.
When it comes to actual medicine practice,
yes.
Sure, but for operations, it's clearly going to go to Law.
Yeah,
I didn't say that.
It's like different doctor,
right? And you know what? I should have like.
All right, based off of that logic,
Justin, I understand.
Like,
you don't think he's a good doctor.
Practice.
You don't think he's a good teammate. You don't think he's anything. Got it.
Wow.
Got it.
He just thinks he's a pet.
I didn't. No.
He does. No. Let Justin tell the story. He needs to be with the.
That's what the world government believes.
Well, let him keep on thinking.
Well, what good things do you have to say about Dr.
But I want y'all to finish going on your.
Go ahead.
I mean, you can't get mad at us if you're not interjecting and chiming in.
I'm first letting someone speak their truth.
Go for it.
And then afterwards, I'm getting torn up. Y'all the ones giving these weird situations.
Keep getting torn up.
Look, I didn't ask the question.
I don't get torn up.
You just admitted you did. Did he not?
Yes, off of nonsense. I thought we were talking about some real stuff around here.
I'm just like
if we're talking doctors, what? We supposed to put Hog back in that conversation?
Wow.
Huh?
That's a whole nother conversation.
Hey, he a doctor.
I mean,
so is Caesar.
I mean, look, and
and first of all, so which one of y'all said that you have seen his growth as a doctor? Well, guess what? That growth as a doctor.
I didn't say that.
One of y'all. I looked at both of y'all, and that with that logic, then that means every doctor we've come across has gone ahead and played a role in his growth as becoming a doctor. Either how he didn't care for their practice or how they went about doing things.
No.
Yes.
He didn't care for how Law did it.
No, first of all, he didn't care about how Hogback was going ahead and treating life.
Yeah.
And on
So
top of
that's contributing to his growth.
Yeah, that does contribute.
yes, it does.
Fine, whatever.
And then on top of that, he also, you just immediately shooting down. No, guess what? If it wasn't for Caesar, he was having to step his game up to another level to try to go ahead and combat the poison that he was giving the kids. And then, if not for Caesar, he wouldn't have go ahead.
Caesar is more like a scientist, though. It's kind of hard for me to.
All right, fair, I guess.
I mean, look, I feel like.
But they both played an integral role in his growth because also, if not for Caesar, we wouldn't have had him go ahead and experiment with the rumble ball
yeah,
anymore.
The latest one, it's true.
So yeah, don't be trying to throw this chopper hate on me. I'm a realist when I go ahead and talk about what's going on. And quite frankly, Brute, I thought you wanted to talk more. You, Janae. I thought we were going to talk more about you guys' original question, which was actually, what do you think his bounty should be? That's what I thought this was all tying back to, but I've been letting y'all talk. Okay? So let's go to the original question, please.
I think it should be higher than Nami's.
So what number do you think?
Give us a number.
Are we talking? Okay, so after Wano, right? That's what we're starting off. Okay,
because that's where we at now.
Okay. Well, we got to be realistic then. I mean, that's a big jump.
That's like it's.
Hold on.
How is it a big jump?
1,000 to 380 million.
So wait a minute. While Kia gathered her thoughts, then what do you think the number should be?
I think his should at least be 400 million. I do. I honestly do.
Okay. Before we dive deep, I want to hear everyone's numbers. And Janae, what do you think his number should be?
Well, after Wano, he should be over 400. But Frankie and Brooke should definitely Frankie.
You said this is a Chopper.
Okay, talk about Chopper. I feel like
Chopper.
I agree with Kia. It should be over 400 because we've seen him throw in the past.
So I'm saying, man, for me, it's 400 on the dot.
And plus, like,
you're just saying over.
450? Is that what you're thinking?
Honestly, probably 450 just because the world government got to think, okay, he is the doctor of the crew. If something does happen, that's a threat to them, right?
Pet, but yeah.
All right.
Shouldn't it still, like, that should be a threat to them? Like, he can recover them and stuff. Like, he should be higher regard just because he is a doctor, no?
Let's hold that thought and let Justin get.
Well, I still want to get a number.
She said 450.
450. Okay.
But you see what I'm saying? Like, I feel like.
I mean, listen, Janae.
That's like a bigger threat level. Like, oh, if I do take out one of the Straw Hats, I need to take out their doctor too, no?
Right. And you still got it up. What was Usopp's number again?
500 billion. Because I'm trying to, because my number. Well, like you said, we'll talk about it afterwards. It's fine.
So yeah, if we were to go ahead and not say Oda is incorrect or anything, or re-go what everyone's bounty would be, sure, it'd be a different conversation. But without diving in everyone else, I mean, I'm sure everyone else will come up as we all give our explanation. I have Chopper at 600 million. So I wouldn't like to keep being called a Chopper hater. That'd be great. I'm at 600.
Okay, I like that. I only went for 400 because, like your both's original point earlier, that's a huge jump.
Sure.
And so I feel like 400 would be like a good entryway to be out like, wait, who is this? Instead of being like, oh, he was only at 1,000. Why was he at 1,000? Now he's at 600 or whatever. So I feel like 400 is a good to be out like, hey, they've done Wano. He had a role in Whole Cake. I'm just like, it all makes sense. So that's why I was like 400 is a nice entry point. So yeah, that's what I had. That's my reason.
Okay, got it.
What was his role in Whole Cake again?
He was there.
Oh, okay. When you say he had a role, I'm like, dang, I need to rewatch.
Compared to him and Nami, like, it was him, Nami, and Carrot, okay?
There was so much that they can do with that crew.
Right, there's only so much.
Luffy was there too.
Outside of Luffy. And Brooke. Like, we all know what Brooke was doing, okay? We all know.
You know what we saying. You going to an Emperor's Island.
Look, we all know what Brooke was doing.
You just saying you can rewatch. Yeah, what did he do? I got to rewatch.
Okay.
All right. Okay.
Yeah.
Were you elaborating more?
Just like from his everyday things, like his role as the crew's doctor, and just like how he's handled a lot of situations. So like even going back to Wano and how he was like protecting the useless people while also making sure like the doctor and the nurse were able to like take care of the people that need to be taken care of, while also going up against Queen. I don't know. I just feel like Chopper, and then too the fact that Chopper has been. I've been saying for the longest time he needs to graduate from the cowardly trio, and I feel like out of all three of them, he's been for the longest time been showing that like, no, we need to go out here and do what we need to do instead of like cowering behind somebody. So no, I don't know.
Okay, got it. Janae, I guess you're.
I already said what I had to say about it.
All right, Joseph, you go ahead since.
You're
just so exasperated.
Well, I feel like some of the.
I feel like 600 is a lot for me.
Well, no, that's fine.
Just because, like.
Well, my thing is this. I don't want to make it sound like I'm exasperated, and I'm trying to think that the listeners are exasperated. But it always comes out, and Janae, I think you can maybe attest that this is set up for you to be such a big fan of Chopper.
Okay.
So much of you bringing him up is about his role as Doctor. We get it. He's supposed to be a doctor, but he's on this pirate ship. Like, that cannot keep being a part of his accolades that you always bring up. That he's doing his role as a doctor. And I think that's part of the issue, because you know what? There's nobody's on Law's crew, and they might be the doctor.
Wait a minute. What? Okay, hold on. That's crazy for you to say, because whenever I talk about like when he fights or when he goes, it's like, was that really a fight? Was that really this? And it's like, he's still part of like the cowardly trio. So I'm only bringing up
But
stuff.
you don't bring up the fights that should matter. Like, so case in point.
Fine, fight that matters. When we first were introduced to Monster Point. So that's the moment that
No. He won one before then. But case in point, when you go ahead and bring up cowardly trio, keyword is trio. So who are you replacing them with?
You can put Zeus in there.
Or it just needs to dismantle altogether.
Because that's technically a pet, and he's sentient. So there it is.
Well, I'm pretty sure it's because of Zeus that Nami got that bump. But I think
it is.
Yeah, but I think the one thing, even though we like Chopper,
and hold on, Zeus was ready to throw. Did you forget that? He said Nami.
The only time he didn't want to throw was against Big Mom.
Wait a minute.
So don't try to put him in that trio.
I'm just confused as to why you're not impressed with his skills as a doctor. Because I'm just like, whenever we go to a place, like, fine, when it came to when we first met Caesar and stuff with the kids, like, he had to, like, in real time, he had to work with Law to, like, try to come up with, like, a cure for these kids. Why is that not impressive to you?
Law was...
Okay. I said with Law. Okay, I was like, that's impressive. Like,
so you think he gets put on the spot more than like Robin, who's like a scholar?
Well, no. While also having to like fight people, there's also the expectation that yes, like you said, because he's a crew member, he has to fight. And in addition to that, he has like another role where he has to save lives at the same time.
Yeah.
Whereas like Nami's not being asked to do
Navigator.
that. I'm talking about save, fight, and save lives. Job. Right, I'm just saying.
She has another job.
Right, but she's not fighting while navigating the people. And
if she do, she doesn't worry about it.
But all I'm saying is,
even and going back to and also with like Usopp, so I'm just like that. I feel like that is a very that's very right, but it's still admirable. I haven't seen him do that.
It's been a while.
And impressive that he's doing that in the times. And same thing with
all I'm saying is, I don't bring up the fact.
But you should.
I don't bring up the fact. Oh, wait, based off all this logic, I guess Sanji's number 2. Because he's having to provide nutrients and fix the meals of everybody while taking on the top fighters, the top 3.
Frankie.
No.
You got to take care of that ship all day.
No, it's not, because like it's not, because as we're continuing to progress in One Piece, we're learning more and more how people are using biological chemical warfare and diseases and other stuff like that can only be cured by people who have like a medicinal background. And that's where Chopper is constantly have to show up and to like stand to the occasion and do well in addition to his other duties like everybody else. So like we're learning that, we're seeing that in real time. All the stuff with like Caesar, everything from like he's having to like do that too. So I don't understand why you're like, oh, Sanji's feeding the crew. He's feeding the crew, but it's totally different.
So, well, he does it more frequently. But I see what you're saying. But, all right, so hear me out then. Even though you think it should, and even though I think it's impressive, how, or do you, clearly they don't, how does that equate to bounty growth? You see what I'm saying? That's the only thing.
I mean, that's still a question that we're all still trying to figure out. Like,
it's impressive.
Yes.
I mean, and based off of that logic, they would put the highest bounty there is on Egghead then. But they railed him in.
But they're not, and that could be a whole nother conversation about in the world of One Piece.
So,
about like why they're not.
And that's what I'm saying. Because it's already not a thing. That's what makes.
Are you sure? What about Queen then? Because that's pretty much Queen's like.
I think it's mainly because Queen being a part of
Mad.
Well, yes, he was a part of Mad.
Yeah.
But if you also, we don't know what Judge's bounty would have been too. But I was going to say, I think that's more a part of, yes, his atrocities as a pirate, but that's part of being backed by the animal pirate. You know, he's under Kaido. That's what also adds to that.
Because his destruction and like bio warfare, whatever he was on, I feel like that plays a role into it. I mean, I don't know. I
like that, but like we said, and that's what we're talking about.
I'm like, then what's Caesar's bounty?
His is 300.
Wow,
300 million right now.
Yeah, he's done stuff. So, but I also like to think what you're saying. The other part of it that I like to think that I feel like we're not diving deep enough into is, and I know we kind of joke about it and about it being Usopp, but Chopper truly is the punchline of One Piece. Because
wow,
no, he is.
No, and the way and I say that because all his feats that they care about in that world, because you have to do something. Of course, it's who you defeat, whose head you claim, yada yada yada. We saw that Law did that crazy thing to become a warlord, and then was stopped by Kobe. Well, then we didn't get to see it. We heard about it.
That's
but
right.
For Chopper, every one of his actual feats doesn't get seen.
Yeah, and it's the opposite because it's like you're saving lives, you're healing people. That's not going
well, and I was gonna say not even so that would be on the medical part of things.
Well, no, I'm just okay.
And I was saying even if we count the chemical warfare part of things, unless the government is able to know, because what he does for the kids in the treatment that he gives the G1 smoker in them to take care of the kids, it gets shut down. It's counted as an accomplishment for G1.
Right.
When we talk about what he does for Zoe, that goes quiet. It's they don't know who resolves it because Zoe is just this wandering elephant. So there's no account for what he's done. When he goes ahead and he cures people of the Oni at Wano, the people who would normally report it would be Cypher Pool Zero. We got one of them dying by Kaido. We got one of them dying by Izo and Drake. And then we got the other one fleeing. Plus, not to mention, their whole task that day was to eliminate all the pirates.
But how can you say that? How can you say that when you have the government doesn't know, but yet once something happens, it's reported about.
And I was gonna say,
and like the bounties.
That Cypher Pool guy, he saw Chopper go up against Queen. He didn't leave yet. The one that fled. He was there the whole entire time, was he not?
Okay. I didn't see him the one fighting, watching Queen.
But then also,
but they were all in that room. They were playing that shogi. But all I'm saying is they're not clearly reporting it in.
And that's fine. And that's fine. That can tie back to like his fight when we first get introduced to Monster Point with CP9, where he was like, "Hey, I hope nobody comes into this room to see what's happening," right? And so, and that might be part of your thing, like who's actually seen it to report it, but like, does someone have to see it to report it? Because there are moments that are happening, and you have your theory with Morgan about like how are people finding out, how are bounties being, and how are they being? Because
they didn't report after Skype or Fish.
And that's what and that's what I'm trying to say. To me, whatever it is that they're getting the green light on, hey, this is who they be, who for whatever weird sick reason. And that's the other thing. We know that there's someone reporting because remember, really long ago, there was this random person taking photos of everyone, and that's how they got their bounty posters. But they didn't get Sanji's because the lid was closed.
Yes.
So they had to draw Sanji's photo. So somehow, some way, their feet are being pushed up. And I know what you're saying, because even though the government doesn't want to give credit to pirates, they have to have their inner system. That way they know how dangerous someone is. They clearly didn't tell the world Luffy's the one who took down Arlong, took down Crocodile, but they had that meeting saying, because he's done this, this, and this, we're making his bounty this. He's a threat to the government. We need to do something. And that's why I'm saying Chopper is always the punchline of One Piece, because for whatever sick reason, his feats are not being recorded. And some of those feats
include his fights too, because I focus on fine. If you want to say RH Kid, you don't talk a lot about Chopper's fights, but he hasn't had that many.
No, he has tons. That's where, and because you went ahead and said you don't think 600. You think 600 is too much.
Name them, please.
I'm about to. So
I don't know.
This is why, and hey, well, after all our conversations, this is why you guys will see why I thought we were going a certain way with this Chopper conversation instead of the way y'all went. So, first Chopper feat that I'm counting.
Okay, come on.
We're here. We're listening. We're listening.
I'm about to start counting. You said tons, so let's go.
Okay, no.
I mean, look, Chopper has been involved in a lot of stuff. I just feel like it's fine. I just don't like the
So, he goes ahead, and when we first get introduced to Chopper, he fights Chess Mario, which is the fusion of the guy who helps Wapol. Yes. So he fights Wapol's underling. We also have Chopper and Usopp when they went ahead and fought Mr. Four and Miss Merry Christmas.
Yes.
And the Dog Cannon. Since Sky P, I think that's another reason why Sky P feats don't get brought down here, because a lot of people think Sky P's fake. But Sky P, Chopper does go ahead. First of all, he does go about fighting all three of the. He's in a fighting all three of I'm trying to think what you would call them, the High Priest, but his actual 1v1 was with Gedatsu, the guy who wore the purple. So that's his actual 1v1 in Sky P. Even though he does go ahead and is being attacked and having to fight all three of them. But I will continue. I just want to count at least on Gedatsu. Another thing, I know this isn't, I'm not going to count this as a 1v1 or a fight. It's just Chopper putting in work. Let's not forget, when they go to Water 7, it's all four of them who destroy the Frankie house. They go in there and put in work. When they see Usopp, lay the heck out. Okay? Then we go ahead and, not that one. We go ahead and we have the actual part where they go into, I guess at that point you can call it Enos Lobby. Chopper does go ahead and have his 1v1 with pink hair, Kuma Dory or whatever it's called, the pink hair agent. Mm-hmm. And then after that, we also go ahead and the fight is finished when he becomes Monster Point, which is where, like we talked about last time, I do believe after that, what we found out, Monster Point must be his awakening. But when he does Monster Point, he goes ahead destroying a lot of stuff, hammering on a lot of people, not just pink hair. So past that, because we got pink hair as an actual fight. Then when we go ahead and run into what is Gecko Moria's island called? Thriller Bark. It's Chopper and Nico Robin versus Hogback, Victoria, or Sindri, as well as several of I forget. Hold on, I can get the name. He fights the Zoro clone, the dude with the thing on his head and the ballerina dress like thing, and they also fight at first the Sanji copy, the dog penguin. So we got Chopper and Nico Robin having to fight all four of them. So then after that, hold on. Here we go. Sorry, I got little screens everywhere with the fights. Not gonna count when the whole group fights oars. Not gonna count that one. Let's see here. Don't really count him fighting the Flying Fishman Raiders. That's like nothing. Let's see here. Even though everyone lost, Chopper does fight Kuma right before he does go ahead and get beat, and he goes monster. He does both of those things. And I'm talking about right before they all get sent away. But if y'all not going to count that, that's fine. Then we have, let's see here.
So what we're at?
The issue isn't that Chopper has fights. Everybody has fights. Everybody has...
No, everyone doesn't.
Fine.
And then after the 2-year gap, we have Fishman. He fights Daruma, who is one of his actual generals. That's something that the rest of the crew can't all say they had their 1v1 with.
That's crazy.
Hold on, I got more fights. So that's what I'm saying. Like, that's not just sit here and I'm like, you ain't got fights.
No,
so you're saying this all contributes to the 600.
And that's why I'm saying the 600. He literally has more fights than the bounties of people who are higher than him. He has more. That's why I'm equating the 600 to. Okay. He has more fights than Usopp. He has more fights than Frankie. He has more fights than Brooke that we've seen thus far. Because I don't know how much that man's had over his lifespan.
Yeah.
Okay. But thus far. So that's where I'm equating it to.
And Robin.
See, but
I know this Sunday. I know, but still.
But that's where I agree with Kia. Just like how Kia puts the medicine a part of it. And again, I back that. It's just that clearly the government doesn't. The government instead puts knowledge in the void year as more vital information, hence why her bounty. So I have to base this off of their world. So that's why I agree with a lot of things you're saying, because based off of that logic, this man Chopper should be in the same category as, he should be past Hallback, but he should be in the same realm as Queen, as Vin Smoke, as well as...
Vin Smoke doesn't have one.
No, but I'm saying, but that's how dangerous Vin Smoke science has been. He's gone ahead, he's created his own kids. He's created armies.
I saw it.
Like, so that's what I'm trying to say. Also, Chopper fought this man Dosing. Like that's what I'm saying. Like, all I'm saying is he's got tons of fights. And for whatever reason, it's the last thing.
So this is great. I'm glad that you did receipts.
I did my homework.
I'm glad that you did your homework, and I'm glad that you finally know that Chopper has fights. Okay, great. But how come?
Not. Yeah. Maybe.
Everybody has. Okay. Anyways,
not everybody's here. You gotta.
We keep some. Yeah, you
I'm
got
not,
to.
I have no. It's
Nami,
fine.
Not to mention Chopper and Kara both are Brule and several of Big Mom's kids.
So this is even great. So why? Even with all these receipts, why were you for the longest time? I mean, now you're on the bandwagon, but why is it for the longest time you were complacent with Chopper being a part of the Cowardly Trio when he's had all these fights, when he's had all these things? I'm genuinely asking because I know that Chopper has fights, but for some reason people didn't value his matches that he's had this entire time.
It would be
but
for me.
But you guys are like, no, he's still part of the Cowardly Trio.
For me to blame all of One Piece work on Jakia. Okay, that would be ridiculous. But I think in my opinion, that's why to me the reason I say it is because I've acknowledged he's the laughter of the group, or how he's the punchline of the crew. And even though we see these fights, the punchline being, he did all this, and the photographer happens to capture a picture of him eating cotton candy, and he's just lit up. Okay, he's the brightest he's ever looked. And then he's happened to be walking with them, holding their hand, eating cotton candy like a child. That's the punchline. They're like, oh, that must be the group's pet. The fact that he goes ahead, he saves everyone. He gets the compliment, and he can't take compliments. And and he's just smiling it up, and they snap another photo of him. Like, they catch this man in the worst situation, the worst time. Or when they catch him, sometimes when they see him, it's him not doing nothing. He might have they just see him tending to somebody's wounds while Luffy's beating the big bad boss, or while Sanji and Zoro's fighting other people. It's constantly considered a punchline because if they actually were catching all his feats, I can make the argument that the man should be the fourth strongest one in the crew, okay? He's had enough fights. We also now know enough information that for his type of fruit, the fact that he's keeping his conscience is an awakening. So, and again, back to Caesar, because he only keeps his consciousness after when we see him in Wano, after the experiment that he does on the Rumble Ball, and that's why he's able to be Monster Chopper as while he's fighting Queen.
You lost me at one thing you just said, that he should be the number 4. You can't be top 4 if you don't know how to use hockey, though.
And that's fair.
That's fair. What are you talking about?
That's fair. Who else
What are you talking about?
Who else can?
Jinbei, Sanji, Zoro.
I know in the top 3, and I'm.
You said top 4.
Okay,
you said top 4.
Because you're not including Luffy in the top 4.
I'm not including Luffy in the top 4. And when
you're not, so whenever you say top 3, then what are you talking about? I thought you meant Luffy at the top.
No,
Zoro,
he's
Sanji.
the king.
So what? Okay, so who's top 3?
Zoro, Sanji, Jinbei.
Okay, so who's top 4? Robin, right? She would be.
Hold on. Wait. Watch this, kid.
Robin, right?
When has Robin showed you she can use hockey?
She did use hockey. What are you talking about?
When? So I can go back and watch.
When she did her awakening? No.
I didn't see hockey.
No. Oh, I see what you're saying. From when that happened,
you saying like that blood hockey?
Couldn't know how it stunned her underlings or whatever. But I didn't think that was like a hockey moment. I thought they were just nervous and scared.
Even then, I mean, I didn't.
Has Brooke shown me hockey?
No, that's why I didn't mention Brooke. Did I?
I'm just saying.
But I'm just like,
okay. If that's the case, then fine.
Well, you brought hockey in it.
Well, wait.
Because when you're saying that, I'm thinking about everyone other's top. So you're saying that if Chopper was top 4,
I'm saying before
he should be able to hang with all these everyone else's groups. That's top 4, and you know they know how to use hockey.
Now hold on. The only other thing, when I went ahead and just blurted out that statement, I could have made the argument of this man being top 4. This would also be before Wano. So that would be before Jinbei. But all I'm saying is this man, at least to me, has shown me enough fightings, enough experience of throwing that I should be able to go ahead and put this man.
Oh, it don't matter. You guys said Nico Robin doesn't know how to use hockey, so it doesn't even matter.
I'm just saying I ain't seen no.
That's pretty much what y'all just said. She don't use hockey.
I'm trying to get back to you. I'm trying to get back to your question. So, what level of hockey are you considering? Is it all types? Is it any and every? Or do they have to use all of it?
I just
thought it was any. I wasn't being picky, but
and I'm just trying to say I've never seen Nico Robin use hockey, so I need to go back and watch.
Okay, so she don't use hockey. So okay, fine. Then Chopper give me number 4. Hey, I mean, do I agree with that? No.
Listen, the internet is saying that there are some people who on the crew who can use a level of hockey.
Who?
Kim, they're saying that Usopp has a level of hockey. So does that mean he's in your top 4 now?
I don't agree with Chopper. Listen, at the end
I'm
of the day,
asking.
I'm not. Whenever we're in danger, I'm not like, oh man, I hope Chopper comes. Right. I can't rely on Chopper like that because, like, even though he had these fights, they're not like they're strong hitters.
See, this is what we're talking about. This is what I'm talking about. Like, he has fights, but then people be
like,
is
dependable.
But then people have this thing, so that's why
this is the same group that you don't want to give credit to about the Big Mom fight.
Right, I literally said I did give credit to.
But this is why I don't bring up Chopper's fights, because you have things like this where people are just like, all right, he had fights, but he's not someone else.
But she's only saying that because of the statement I made.
That's crazy.
She's not saying that because of the statement I made. Like, there's enough fights that he shouldn't be a part of Cowardly Trio. Hence, Janae thinks the whole thing should be dissembled. And you might not depend on him. All right, it's very simple. There is a level of dependency because after
use observation hockey.
All right, after Sanji, after Zoro, after Jinbei, after Brooke. After, even though we don't see it all the time,
top 4 then?
We just immediately say after Frankie, after Robin. I think I can depend on Chopper more than I can Nami and Usopp.
You literally went down the whole entire list.
Yes, because you went ahead and said you can't depend on them. And I'm just.
When you're saying you're a top 4,
I can depend on. Chopper.
So that means that you got to take out that general over there. You better not lose.
Whose crew has that many?
I don't know.
How can you not?
I don't know anymore. I don't know.
But Chopper will at least do it. He will at least stand to the occasion and try. He will stand to the occasion and try, and he won't know until it happens.
Chopper has fought the top 4 of someone's crew.
So I'm confused by that. Like
was.
Usopp's not gonna do that. Nami's not gonna do that.
Since the new world he has.
No, I said that was Hardback.
No, that's what I'm talking about. The new world.
That's the new world. No,
that's what I'm asking you.
I hear you.
What general is he gonna be taking out?
So in the new world, who has someone that's outside of? Case in point. I mean, no. Let's just call it Don Flamingo. No. Let's just go from there. So Don Flamingo's crew, okay. Craig, is it almost sad to say like most of them are nobodies? Yeah. So
I mean, listen.
There was like
you guys aren't gonna get this vote out of me.
I'm not saying. I'm not. Okay, that's fine.
I can't. That's fine. I don't trust Chopper like
that. That's fine. That's fine. You don't have to.
You don't have
to. All I'm saying is, the guys have fights.
Yes, I agree with that. He's had fights.
Now, I mean, hey, because if we go over the Frankie episode, okay, Frankie had. I know you can't depend on Chopper. Frankie, you can depend on Frankie more than Chopper, right? That's what you're about to say in a fight.
Yeah. I can.
Okay.
All of Frankie, or just like Frankie?
He hasn't had that many fights, but like.
No. I'm talking about Frankie. Are you talking about like Frankie? Or are you talking about Frankie plus his robots moving forward?
I'm not doing that.
I'm not doing that.
That's Frankie.
All right. Okay. All right. No, but that's important to state that you can include all that to be Frankie. Okay. Duly noted.
Because I can argue the fact. Other than, and again, I've already, as soon as you called me out on it, I already wanted to withdraw that statement. But, of putting them top 4. But I can already sit here and say, other than me seeing Robin's clutch, and before she finally defeated somebody in Wano, I'm sorry, I've seen enough from Chopper that in a fight, I'd rather have Chopper.
But me and Kia were the first ones talking about how we were disappointed in Robin because it finally took them over 500 episodes for her to throw down. So don't put it like that.
No, all I'm doing is naming the crew. I'm just naming the crew members.
But even then, you got Chopper saying, "Oh my God, help me, Robin." Sometimes, like he even though he ain't that strong.
And that's part of the punchline. He should be able to do a lot of stuff, but he acts that way. I would love to see more.
I think it's his mentality that keeps him in the.
I would love to see more of the Kung Fu version. I would love to see, and if there's any truth to what we find out, or how, as long as it ain't gonna keep being Baby Geezer, I want to see how long he gonna be able to.
Geezer getting old.
Hey, I want to see
one time,
and it was too many episodes. I want to see how long he'll be able to stay in the Monster Point because it's gonna be needed for some of these future people we fight. But it's gonna take another fight. In fact, and this will be the last statement I have on the Chopper situation. Based off the next people we about to run into, there is a possibility that Chopper would have grown enough where he might go ahead and enter the top 4. Because if we don't see something from Frankie, we don't see nothing from Brooke, and if we're not seeing that awakening from Robin, and it's having to be Chopper going ahead, because you can say what you want. Becoming Monster Chopper, you can say playing with, hanging on, whatever. Monster Chopper going after Queen showed me a ton. And you can say he's scared, he cowardly, yada, yada, yada. He knew he had to fight Queen because nobody else was going to be there. And technically, they weren't all there. So there is a world where, depending on who we run into next, that Chopper may go ahead and jump into that next level if we don't see Brooke, Frankie, or Robin step up. There's a possibility.
So you're talking about right now at Egghead, right? You think he might throw down with a CP Cypher Pool? That's what you're trying to like. That's a possibility.
I mean,
he might throw down with an Admiral.
I'd be okay if he fights Kaku. We don't want to see
that man's not fighting Kaku.
I'm annoyed.
We don't want him going up against Zoro.
Yeah, I know. For what?
That's what I mean.
It should, honestly, look, man, we ain't got time to go on another CP0 rant. Because, like, they should be able to say Brooke handled this light work. Yes. And Brooke handled all three of them. That's what's supposed to happen.
All three?
Yes.
He ain't taking Rob Lucci.
Listen, I just thought I just thought about something. Oh my God. And I ain't trying to make it sound like somebody else is even weaker or anything like that. But this man Rob Lucci got too many damn L's. Like, if you really think about it, not only the first time we beat him, not whatever this was that we just did now, which should have been death. But if you really think about it, don't forget about Reverie. Kid, you brought up Reverie.
I did.
When that Celestial Dragon wanted the princess, who was supposed to go grab him? When Rob Lucci was with them.
That's true.
And Rob was like, Rob went ahead and was stepping up, and it was Leo and that Sado person. Now hold on, I'm not saying they won.
They might have. I mean,
no, but we know.
Was she taking?
Hold on, no. I was gonna say this.
Still bad. Leo, bad man.
We know for a fact, Sabo went ahead and did some type of intervention. Sabo was there. I think Sabo. Maybe we'll get a backstory, but it would not surprise me. Sabo beat that man. So he should.
He's the number 2.
Yes, he should. Listen, he should. Well, hey, whoa, and Rob Lucci is damn near look like the leader of CP0 for some reason.
No, he's not though.
He's not.
Who is?
I thought that
one of them that
died.
You mean one of them who was taking orders from Rob Lucci?
Yes.
No, the one.
How?
No.
Wait, Rob Lucci is not the main guy.
That man went ahead and told him, "This is what you got to do."
And then whatchamacallit said,
"You want me to throw my life away?"
No, he was like, "Who are you to think that I should be taking orders from you?" He did say that. What
hey, it sounds like there's no leader. There's no leadership on.
It ain't Rob. It ain't Rob. It ain't him.
All I know is that man went ahead and told that man what to do.
All I'm saying, you had me up until
because he knew what the goal was.
I think Brooke can take Kaku. He can take Stussy. I don't know if he can take and awaken Rob Lucci. That's all I'm saying.
All I'm saying is this. You're so quick to say this. We don't know what the heck Stussy does. We don't even know what.
Because that's when she was hanging with Morgan, and that's something that we have.
That's a high-powered person. All I'm saying is, what I have to.
Then how are we supposed to say that he can hang with Kaku? We don't know how strong he got.
That's true. I'm just going ahead. Listen,
I mean, to be honest, actually, since we're going there, I just want because we're talking about like what counts as someone's bounty. So I was like, because even going to the movie Red, and we found out that Uta basically has one of the ancient weapons or whatever. Mm-hmm. I was like, shouldn't someone's like bounty had increased during that whole situation?
No, because it's a movie.
Wow.
But it's
there we go.
I mean, look, Justin, is it a movie? Yes, but is it part of like the canon? Yes.
Listen, Janae, I didn't hear what you're saying, but call me dumb, call me old-fashioned. I saw that man hang with Big Mom, Janae.
I only brought up the movie because we're talking about like how Egghead is Frank should have been Frankie's. Yeah. I was like, that movie should have been Brooks because
all right, you see, that's why we can't listen to movies, right?
It's
I know.
True. I'm just saying.
Before it drops,
it can't be a thing.
Listen, I'm just.
How can a movie be someone's time to shine?
Listen.
That's sad.
I'm just saying because we just like we haven't seen anything from Brooke in a minute or something. I was like, that movie could have been a moment. That's all I'm saying.
Listen, all I'm saying.
That's it.
He don't need no other moments. I saw that man hang with Big Mom.
I know.
All I need him to do is fight the next group that we about to fight.
I'm just saying that movie is all about music, and that's him.
Yeah, he is.
Because Kizaru's coming.
Right, so and that's why I said Chopper.
And who do you think's first contact is going to be? Zoro and Brooke that's on the ship right now, no?
First of all, hello. They right up the escalator. All the crew going to be able to go right back down to that ship real quick. Ain't nobody worried about that.
Zoro's not even on the island yet. What is he talking about?
What you mean? They own the...
No, they're on the ship still.
That's what I said. They own the ship. The ship left... The ship was docked at that... They went ahead, docked there. They went up that escalator. They went into that room, and then they got the boots.
No, but
what I'm saying is...
Brooke and them never left the ship. They're like, we're not leaving. We're going to watch the ship.
Right, but they're up top with... No.
I think the first contact is going to be with them, no?
Justin,
all I'm saying is they will come back down the escalator real quick.
Look, I get what you're saying. That the
Brooke about to fight a vice admiral or something.
No.
All I'm saying is Chopper is gonna throw down with some of the vice admirals that Kizaru brings.
No one's fighting.
So why
Kizaru.
isn't Brooke? Why can't Brooke?
No one's fighting Kizaru. He's just coming in and taking.
Oh, somebody fight
him.
Someone's gonna get
somebody
and they will lose. And
no,
they
won't.
lose.
No, they won't.
Wait, who gonna lose? Kizaru?
No one here.
Kizaru.
No one on this crew.
She saying Gear fight Luffy gonna lose.
I didn't say. We're talking about first. Listen, okay, you know what I'm saying?
Luffy ain't gotta fight that man.
Right, we got Zoro. I hate to say it, but we got Sanji.
Don't worry, that man won't even get to Luffy.
That's crazy.
I don't know.
That's crazy.
It's craziness.
That's crazy.
It is crazy talking about this movie. All right.